Nobody ever called me out on it. I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with Jeezy. And here's a person who is my equal and I really respect. And when I would spew some of my old habits, and he was like, like, who? That's not flying here. And also, it would trigger him to come back at me with things where I was like, who the f do you think you are?
That clip is taken from The Angry Man. And, well, at least she admits that she has a temper problem. But I do believe it was more than that led to this divorce. Don't get me wrong, I believe that was a huge factor. I just think it was a little bit more to it on top of having a kid. Welcome, my friends, to the RP Experience. Peace and love to my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. You can also share this video. If this is your first time here, watch like 5 to 10 minutes of the video. And if you like the video going out and then come back. If you've seen quite a few of my videos, subscribe. Thank you guys so much. I'm over 500 finally. I mean, I changed one small thing and now I got some momentum. So thank you very much. I'm glad you guys are liking the content. Anyway, today's video is going to be on Jeannie Mai and Jeezy, their divorce. Another one. Okay, had Kevin Costner, Tom Brady. I'm talking about the recent divorces that's even some I didn't even cover because it was like too much coming at me at one time. And I I went with what I was drawn to. Even though I did want to do the Kevin Costner thing. And I still didn't do the thing of Rihanna deciding not to get married. Even though she does make a lot more money than her boyfriend. Who's her boyfriend again? That rapper. I can't think of his name. But anyway, I'm as bad at names almost as like Coach Greg Adams. But I always remember faces. Anyway, we're gonna hit the ground running. And I'm going to pick the first clip up. This shouldn't be a long one because I have to get out of here soon. So let's go.
ET has confirmed Jeani Mai and Jeezy are going their separate ways. A shocker to longtime fans of the couple who said "I do" in 2021.
Married life feels 1000% different than when we were dating in the greatest way.
The rapper filed for divorce in Atlanta Thursday, according to court docs obtained by ET.
Hold up, wait a minute. He filed for divorce. Now, a lot in this space, we always pit on the women divorcing, leaving the relationship. He actually was the one that bailed out. Now, a bit of that is definitely going to make sense, but you have a baby in tow. It's amazing that, and see, I'm starting to notice a pattern with a lot of people's relationships, even though how long you are together. Is like you're together, you'll weather storm, even if y'all kind of hate each other, you'll get married, have a kid, divorce, split up. The poor kid. Damn.
revealing the pair was already separated before the filing, and there is a prenup. ET's reached out to both Jeezy and Jeannie for comment.
How's everything?
Amazing. The family's great. Baby's big.
That's Jeezy speaking with ET in June, gushing over the couple's 1-year-old daughter, Monaco.
It's calling me daddy now, so we there.
Mom and Dad shared their love story across social media, with Jeannie telling ET how the pandemic led them to double down on their commitment.
We looked at each other by this time of the quarantine and we were like, yo, if we make it through this, we are gangster.
And for big announcements, Jeannie turned to her talk show, The Real, like when she revealed the sex of their baby last year.
I am very excited to share that Monaco Mai Jenkins is a girl.
Congratulations. Now, y'all celebrated pretty hard right there. Would y'all have celebrated as much if it was a boy? I don't know. I think y'all would, only because that's your friend. But, because of the social media stuff coming out there of how one TikToker say to delete all boys. Yeah. That that's the only thing I automatically thought of that. But however, I had to dial it back, and it's a special moment for her, and her friends are just celebrating the fact that she's having a baby girl. Is no slight against the men. See, we have to be careful of that. And y'all women need to stop stirring the pot sometime with those things that y'all are posting on TikTok, or at least come down on your sisters that are posting negative stuff about boys on TikTok.
I'm beyond grateful because I cannot believe, as every parent will tell you, how much a child changes your life.
But even as recently as last week, it seemed like the couple was doing just fine, based off this sweet video Jeannie posted to the gram.
So God, thank you for my daddy.
Monaco saying her prayers and Jeannie praising her husband, real name Jay Jenkins, over the release of his memoir.
And God, thank you because my daddy made the New York Times bestsellers list. The great thing about our love is we have flaws, but we embrace working through them. I've never had that with somebody before.
And yet y'all still divorced. Even though I'll at least give it to her that she wasn't the one that threw in the rag first. He did. Now, of course, rumors are circulating that she has a temper. And we're going to get into that a little bit. And because I like to look at both sides here. Truthfully, I believe both of them are at fault because they was both irresponsible in this matter. By that, I mean they both got swept up into the fantasy. They both posed for pictures. They both tried to not flaunt their love, but overshowed their love on social media. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, this is why you can't believe everything that you see online with people and couples, because you never knows what's going on in the background. Now, of course, then they get married. Then they have a beautiful baby girl, even though she told her last husband she would not have a baby. But the thing was, you know what that meant? She didn't want to have a baby with him. I do believe when a woman does decide to have a baby with a man, that she does believe that man is okay. It's either one or two things. Like, this dude is the dude I want to procreate with. I have strong feelings for this dude. Or this dude is the dude that I might not be able to tie down, but I want a kid with him. That way I always have a connection to him, and also I can get some money out of him if he's rich and famous. It's either one of those two things right there. Usually you hope it's the other one, because she does have her own money, and I think they're about even and money to a certain degree, yeah, I don't think that was the reason right there. Now, of course, though, there's another creator, Anthony Spade, that says that a lot of celebrities do stuff for attention to get like the media eye on them or something. Look, I don't know about that world about like that, so maybe that's the case. Thing is, though, that's irresponsible because you're bringing a baby into the world. Now she's barely going to see her father, because I'm pretty sure he's going to be off doing his own thing. And they say he has a prenup. Okay, dude, you still going to be paying child support. Thing is, I don't know how much child support you're going to be paying, but you're going to be paying child support. And if she has a temper, as most people are saying, then you're going to really see it now, especially when you start going out there and trying to hook up with other women. So, yeah, I have another part of this story. Let's keep.
I want to submit to my man. Let me explain.
Okay, before you start feeling some type of way, Jeannie Mai is just letting people know she doesn't want to be the leader when it comes to her marriage with her fiancé Jeezy.
Girls, it's tiring being the boss of me. It's tiring leading all the time in my life.
All the time. It's tired to be the boss all the time.
The real co-host is tired of making so many decisions when it comes to her career. She likes the idea of her man taking the lead at home.
I'm a very dominant woman. I own my business. I lead my teams. I played my own manager, my own publicist, my own lawyer when I didn't have money to have those people. So I make the decisions in my life. When I come home, I like the idea that my man leads us.
And she's making one thing clear. Being submissive doesn't mean she's lower than her husband.
That doesn't mean that in this case, Jay makes all the decisions for us. That doesn't mean that when he says, how are we spending our money or where are we moving, that I just say, yes, sir, or yes, your honor. Like, it's not that. It's you know what? I think that we would do best here. I want to do this. And he takes the decision. He formulates it with our overall vision and he leads us. And I like to submit to that.
That's why I say, let's start using that word cooperation, not submission, because women are taking it wrong. And okay, I'll say this real quick, because there are women that run their house, like they run their man. And she's going to actually say this later in the thing of how her mom is. Okay, there are men like that. And what do we label those men? Beta, submissive, or something like that. No dude wants to be called that. But some of us do have that kind of personality. I used to have like a laid back personality. Yes, I would stand my ground, but sometimes I get tired of fighting with a person. Then I just go on and let her have her way. Thing is, though, I know now I have to get a woman that's like not as dominant as me. She has to be less dominant than me. I'm not even going to say submissive. That way, it works out better. Because if she's up there, she's not going to have respect for me and she's going to treat me badly. Meanwhile, if I'm up there, I have certain things in place society-wise that even though I have that power, I should be good to her. Whereas she doesn't have that if it's the other way around.
Jeannie said how she grew up definitely played a factor in deciding what type of marriage she wants to have.
My mom has a very strong force, and she took over a lot of decisions in the household to the point that my dad, unless it was always going to be a fight, he was like, you know what? Go ahead. Whatever you want to decide, go ahead. And I'm just going to do me. And that causes a wedge. And I can have that tendency. I'm just saying for me, I can have that tendency to follow like my mom because it's what I grew up in and I saw it.
But we have a feeling this whole submissive thing is working for Jeannie and Jeezy. I mean, hello, the man bought her a billboard proving he knows how to lead.
I just want to wish you luck on your big night tonight. Got a little something for you.
Yep, Jeannie is currently competing on this season of Dancing with the Stars, but Jeezy took matters into his own hands by telling fans to vote for her.
Who gets
their fiance a billboard just to encourage people to vote for Dancing with the Stars. But on their birthday, it's his birthday right now. And he's busy getting me a billboard to help me garner votes.
Now, this is a deeper thing for men. If you're just out here just sleeping with women, of course don't be open with them. Don't destroy their hearts and feelings just plowing through women. But if they want to be in these
streets.
You'll be in these what?
let them, and don't save them. Leave them out there. They don't want to be saved. I actually say that out of order. But believe me, I know, because I've come across a few, and fortunately I knew how to read the room with that. It's just those women that act like they're well, not the perfect woman, but they're going to work with me and change and stuff like that. And then once they get to a certain point of being comfortable, then the real them really shows their ass. And I'm pretty sure that happens with women that go with those men that kind of fool you. But however, though, that doesn't happen as often. It's usually that only happens like once in a while with that. Yeah, I don't have too much to add with what she was saying, but hey, I applaud her being honest. Like I give points for people, even if they like an asshole or bitch, at least acknowledging your faults and things like that. Because a lot of people have a problem admitting that they are wrong in a kind of way. Andrew Tate. Okay, just saying.
Okay, guys, I hope you can read what I have on the screen. So let's unpack this. So, if you all remember, Jeannie Mai was so into being a submissive wife to her then husband. Well, I'm sorry, I think they were fiancés then. So she was definitely running the submissive campaign to make it seem like that is the type of person that she is. And I totally get what she was saying. Basically, she says she's a leader. When she gets home, she just doesn't want to do that. I totally get it. But here's where the plot twist is here, because she gave that great campaign about being submissive, which I totally get. But she also said that she had a dominant personality, which I understand. A dominant woman is very hard for a dominant woman to submit. Now, I'm not saying that it can't happen, but I can tell you, and it's because all of the women in my family are like this. It's very hard for them to submit. And a lot of times they remain single because of, I'm not going to say because of, because they can't submit, but they are very, they like to lead. So, she admitted it. She said she had a dominant personality. She also stated her mother was the same way. She said her mother led her house. That's what she stated. So it would make one believe that generally we are like who? We're like our parents or whoever have raised us. So now I understand Jeannie Mai a little bit more, learning what her personality is, because honestly, I really never paid attention to these two. So just understanding. So she is a dominant person, and it's kind of odd because when I would see her on the reel when it was still a show, she seemed like a dominant person, but then when I would see her in pictures and stuff with Jeezy, she seemed like a different person. That was just my take on it. So hey, maybe that was just the way I was reading it. So let's get into what I have on the screen, guys. So sources close to Jeezy, when the news broke that obviously he had filed for a divorce, people are just coming out in their speaking. And let me just tell you what was stated. And this is reported by Media Takeout. Media Takeout spoke with a person close to Jeezy when the news broke, and Jeezy's friend told us that the platinum-selling rapper felt suffocated in his marriage, and those feelings likely led to the end of the relationship. Today, Media Takeout spoke with a person close to Jeannie Mai for a reaction from her side, and y'all, wait till I tell you this. That person told us that she suspects that it was Jeannie's temper, not the submissive lady, which may have caused the end of the relationship. Okay, guys, are you following me here? I just told you that when I would see her on the reel, she seemed like a dominant personality, but when I would see her with Jeezy, it was a different person. Okay, so her people are saying she has a temper, which may have caused the end of the relationship. Jeannie's associate told Media Takeout that Jeannie, despite her very friendly appearance on television, can be very angry and aggressive. The friend explained Jeannie is not the sweet lady you see on TV. That woman can be aggressive and very disrespectful. No way that Jeezy would put up with her for long. Interesting. And Jeannie has been open about her anger and disrespectful nature. In an interview last year, she explained how she exhibited anger and made disrespectful comments toward her ex-husband because she did not no longer respect him. That doesn't sound like a submissive woman to me.
Okay. I just let her talk right there because she dropped some gems in the article that she was reading. So, Jeannie Mai does admit that she does have a temper problem. Okay, I give her kudos with that. She also pits how her family life is. And actually, I don't think I finished the thought, but so for men out here, you know how women supposed to be like thinking about the man? We need to definitely think about the woman, the character. What family does she come from? How is her mom? How was her father to her? Because all those things will come into play once you get into a relationship with her. Yes, I would say the same thing with boys, but with men, I'm sorry, most of the time, women, you judge us on what we have, how tall we are, muscles, things like that. Characters like far down below. Only when you get older, you may start to think about that. But it all depends once you stop getting that same amount of attention that you was getting in your 20s. But for men out here, those are things you need to pay attention to because that's what the woman is. And see, that's exactly what I think happened in my marriage right here. So look, when two people get married, I always think when it fails is both of their fault in different ways, in different degrees. I put on Jeezy because you already knew she had a temper problem. Now maybe because of the women, because I'm pretty sure you dated women that had temper problems. You was able to check it and deal with it, being boyfriend and girlfriend. But marriage is a totally different ball game, and even then, it's still kind of even. But once you have a kid, I'm sorry, and women's going to deny this, but almost a lot of the power then shifts to the woman. And I say that because she can take her ball and leave at any time. She can take that kid and leave at any time she gets like mad. But once again, he's the one that filed for divorce. So another thing that a lot of guys that be talking about this stuff with marriage and stuff do not be talking about is the thing of like when a woman has a kid from you, her incentive on being on her best behavior definitely drops. If you was having issues with her before you had a kid, once you have a kid, oh my God, it's going to be off the chain. And that is definitely true because there's no inhibitor there. At least when you was boyfriend and girlfriend, you could leave and then she'll feel like she wasted her time. It's like even though she can heartbreak you, but still it's like even. Once you're married, you can still lose stuff out, alimony or something. Of course, if you fuck up or and things like that, but still, it's still not as bad. But once you have a kid with the wrong woman or either the wrong man, but like I say, women are somewhat protected in this kind of way, unless if they get with a convict or somebody that might delete them or something. She can start behaving any kind of way, and because it was said in there with her being disrespectful to her last husband, that's something too. I think the way a person is to the last person, or the way they are to their previous lovers, is how they're going to be to you, especially when things go bad and go south or something. So, I mean, hey, good luck out there. I know I talked a bit, but this was a important one. Once again, on marriage, divorce, men and women, please be better. Take marriage more seriously, both of you, especially the woman and the guy. Before you decide to tie that knot or be with that woman for a significant period of time, know her well. And just don't be putting up with her because the intimacy is good and she looks attractive. Give me a like, subscribe. Thank you very much for getting me over 500. Have a good day.
You can't take women from two different societies and compare.
Look at the divorce rate.
That's not our fault. Who's supposed to lead the household?
You're the ones that initiate the divorces.
Okay. Why do y'all not lead us to be better than and not divorced?
You don't listen. You argue. You're not even listening right now.
I'm listening. I believe what I'm saying.
Well, then, if you're going to listen, start with shutting up, okay? When you date a Japanese girl and she loves you, know the most common thing she says? She says, if you're happy, I'm happy.
Seriously, do you see how she mocked it? That was true femininity, but American women think that that's just some kind of a joke or that it's a caricature.
And you said that women in Japan, like, those are the only true princesses that you've seen.
You don't act like a princess.
How? You've seen me for, like, what?
You act like a Dairy Queen.
You only played yourself, got no